Hello and welcome to another Chris McPherson Show live watch along. We're doing the UEFA Conference League final, Europa Conference League final. Crystal Palace against Rayo Vallecano, the last of the European major finals being played in Leipzig. Looking forward to seeing how this one plays out. Crystal Palace will be disappointed after their regular season in England, but they've come this far, all thanks to originally that FA Cup win last season. So they chase some more silverware here. Rayo Vallecano sitting just above mid-table in La Liga at the end of the season. Two very different styles. It'll be somewhat similar to what we saw when Freiburg and Aston Villa clashed in the Europa League. Can't wait for this one. Should be an absolute cracker. Let's fire through the two teams before we get started. For Crystal Palace, in goals will be Dean Henderson. 2, Daniel Munoz. 3 is Tyrick Mitchell. 5, Maxence Lacroix. 7 is Malia Sarr. 10, Yeremy Pino. 14, Jon Philippe Mateta. 18, Daichi Kamada. 20, Adam Wharton. 23, JD Canvo. And 34, Chadi Riyad. Their coach, of course, by Oliver Glasner, the Austrian. And then Rayo Vallecano. In goals be 13, Augusto Batalla, the Argentinian. 2 is Andre Rachu. 3, Pep Chavaria. 6, Pat Cisse. 7, Issei Palazon. 9, Alamao. 17, Unai Lopez. 18, Alvaro Garcia. 19, Jorge de Frutos. 23, Oscar Valentin. And 24, Florian Lejeune. So as the smoke builds, the atmosphere builds, it's all getting ready to go in Leipzig. The UEFA Conference League final. As always, make sure to get involved in those comments. Hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel. If you're a regular, you know how it works by now. We're trying to knock on the door of that 1,000 subscribers. We're up to 992. Love it if you could help us on that journey. A couple of technical moments here, and we'll just sort those out. There we go. And we're ready for kickoff here. And we're underway. Crystal Palace get us started. Very hazy early doors. Defensive clearance from Rayo Vallecano across the sideline. Crystal Palace will have a throw in. Deep in attacking territory on the right of their attack. It'll be Daniel Munoz to take the throw, the right fullback. Going to wind up. Looks like he's going to get a long throw into the box. Does indeed find it just into the box. Comes off the head of a Crystal Palace attacker. Goes over the byline and it will be a goal kick. Very anticlimactic first minute. Not a lot really pushed. Cisse there to take the goal kick and just plays it cross to his goalkeeper. Very bizarre manoeuvre, but teams doing different things from goal kicks now, trying to draw in defenders. Vallecano go long with a lobbed ball. Can't be one out. Pushed across the sideline by the defence with Riyad for Crystal Palace, so it will be a throw in. So this time it'll be Rachu taking the throw. Great. We'll get to see a number of these Crystal Palace players, certainly, when we come to the World Cup in a couple of weeks' time. And equally, there's a handful that have been named from Rayo Vallecano as well. Dean Henderson is one of those, and he drives this goal kick long, well over halfway. Rayo Vallecano control it. They bring it down through Achu, but he turns it over. Nice little back heel on the attack on the quick turnover from Crystal Palace, but they couldn't get it to where they needed. Rayo Vallecano recover. Again, Rayo Vallecano trying to target a very aerial attack. They go long with a big ball straight away. Crystal Palace happy just to play it forward. They chip it over the top. Little fumble from the defence there. Opportunity here. Nice ball in, but not quite on target from Mateta. Crystal Palace work it forward from Mitchell on the left. He played it in nicely for Pino. He's collected, and they'll get a foul here. Early doors, opportunity for them. Dangerous position here. Just a heavy challenge from Oscar Valentin, the Rayo Vallecano captain. So right in line with the left post. Probably about 8 to 9 metres outside the 18-yard box. This could be quite a testing position with 4.5 minutes gone. Two players over the dead ball. Pino peels off. Lofted wide. Headed down. Was inventive. Didn't really work out. Pino now gets the ball back to him wide. Crosses the ball into the box. Brought down with the header. But it's going to push away out of play over the byline. Over the sideline, sorry. So it will be a throw. I'm going to say it's a Crystal Palace here. The Palace will have the throw in. So Palace trying to get it happening. Great to have you all tuning in. Love it if you hit like on the video. Hit subscribe on the channel. Get involved in the comments too. Let us know where you're watching from. Munoz to take the long throw again. He's in line with the top of the 18-yard box on the left edge. Lofts it into the box. It's headed clear to the top of the 18-yard box. Munoz again plays it down. Flicked over the top. Need a foul called against Crystal Palace. Jorge de Frutos is the man that's fouled. Charlie Riard, the man. Judged to be guilty for it. So now they go back to Batalla. He goes long. Picks out his man with pinpoint passing. They work it back now. Oscar Valentin. Now they cycle it back. Cease. Lejeune plays it on, driving it forward. Well interjected by Crystal Palace's defence. But De Frutos picks it up well and moves on. The ball now back with Valentin. Relaying it out to the left-hand side. Chavaria. You see Palazon plays it down the line. Crystal Palace step in again. Still playing heavily on this left edge. Now they work it back through the centre circle with Lejeune. Lejeune comes wide now. Rachu. Recycling it, going backwards. They're back in their own defensive third. And they recycle it again out to that left-hand side. Chavaria plays it forward for Palazon. He lofts it into the box. Henderson out to it, takes it cleanly in two hands with no trouble whatsoever. 7.5 minutes gone. First half, still no score. Anderson clears long. Brought down off the head of the Rayo Vallecano defenders. Now they work it forward. Misdirected pass, picked off by Palace. Probing pass, pushed wide by Jeremy. Doesn't find a target though, and Rayo Vallecano just put a hit and hope ball downfield. Throwing himself after that was Alamal, but it was one out by LaCroix for Crystal Palace, and now Crystal Palace string a couple of passes together before advantage is played. And Wharton is cleaned up. A very agricultural challenge from De Frutos. Remembering that Crystal Palace won the FA Cup last year. It qualified them for Europe. And then this year, of course, they were bundled out in the first round by non-league Macclesfield. A chance to add some silverware again for a second season. Kamada gets the ball forward. They try and take a shot through Jeremy. Continue on here. Opportunity. Saar in the box. Tries to get a shot away. It's deflected. Not on target, that one. Leipzig Stadium, almost 10 minutes gone. Rayo Vallecano playing out from the back. Driven long. Crystal Palace, not quite sure what that was from Jeremy. It looked like he was just trying to play a back pass. The ball fell to his feet in opportune position just outside the 18-yard box. He had some space and he just played a ball immediately. Maybe he's hoping to have a forward runner, but just found his way straight to Augusto Batala, the Rayo Vallecano keeper. Now, opportunity, Jeremy again, very busy in midfield. Goes shoulder to shoulder. The referee says play on. He's down on the ground, clutching his leg, but Rayo Vallecano are away with it. Get a ball into the box towards the back post. It crosses all the way across and is picked up just inside the corner flag by De Frutos. He plays it back now to Rachu. Rachu floats it into the box where, again, Jordan Henderson's physical presence is right there, and he takes it in two hands. Jeremy Pino still working to get his boot back on after that challenge. And had him prone on the ground. He's back to his feet now. Oscar Valentin. Lopez. Lejeune just happy to take his time, the Frenchman. Plays it across to his defensive partner in Cis. Man from Senegal. Work it all the way back to their keeper in Batala. Batala pushes it across now to Lejeune. Managing the ball around in their defensive unit, trying to find some spaces are Crystal Palace. Ball long from Batalo, picked up at halfway, and they work it back again. Cis. Lejeune drives long, nice pass out in front. Finds a strong runner there in Palazon. Now they rotate the passes back and end up back in the defensive unit again with Cis. He looks for that probing long over the top pass, a little heavy, and it's going to track away over the goal line, and it will be a goal kick here. Two very different styles of play. Parthe Cis He's holding his hand up there, owning that the original pass from him was a little wayward. Jordan Henderson looks at players out the back. They push forward here. Crystal Palace really relying on ball movement. Rayo Vallecano looking for those lofted passes over the top, trying to pick out runners. Rayo Vallecano playing very similar to how Aston Villa played against Freiburg in the Europa League final. There's Kamada, floats this across. A little bit of advantage gained from another slip there, and Munoz has been called for a foul here in the end. No, ball's out of play. And the foul's actually against Pep Chavaria. I saw the assistant referee's flag wave in the air. Chavaria was the one that went down, so I wondered what I'd missed, but nothing was missed. The actual referee's waved it off, and he's going to say it's just a throw in. So Munoz will wind up again, long throw into the box, headed away. That's off Rayo Vallecano, so it will be a corner. Alamau was the man who headed that away. Tight contest early doors here. 14 and a bit minutes gone. Coming to you from Leipzig. Now, what can they conjure from this corner? Crystal Palace. Dangerous set piece opportunity. The referee having conversations. Ismail Assar, the Senegalese forward. Daniel Munoz to take it. Colombian curls it in over the penalty spot. A couple of players strewn on the ground. We've got a foul given to Crystal Palace. No, sorry, it's going the other way. Rayo Vallecano against Mateta. So that's seen off by Rayo Vallecano. Now, on to be their goalkeeper, Batala, to get things back underway. He drives it long, almost down to the attacking third, headed on by Alamau. Crystal Palace get a couple of headers in. It's still just being pinballed about. Finds a boot, driven forward. Rayo Vallecano now. Good defensive work from Crystal Palace in the end. Canvol. And the clearance just comes back. And all of a sudden, Rayo Vallecano sniffing in behind. Nice little ball there. And that was all just because Canvo was trying to defend it over the line. Alamau got in there and pushed it back. Picking up an advancing runner who'd originally been offside, but he managed to play them on. Kamada, the man complaining. There we go. Crystal Palace loft this long to no one's advantage, and Batala will come way out of his box over onto the left edge of the field to pick this up. He tracks it back centrally to get himself into a superior position before driving it long out to the right. And then in comes Riyad and heads it out of play. So it'll be Rayo Vallecano throw in. About 10 metres over halfway on the right edge of their attack. Adre Ratchu will take the throw, the Romanian. Gets the return pass immediately. Drives it back to Lejeune. He goes to Cease. They keep working it now to the left, Chavaria. They look for the little return pass, doesn't get it. It's hammered back towards Cease, who decides to step over it and leave it for Batala. He picks it up just outside his 18-yard box. Plays it out to Lejeune, who's very central. and about 10 metres beyond the 18-yard box. Lejeune's happy just to trickle the ball forward, a couple of rolls at a time, just waiting for something, playing very patiently. Now he comes to the right to Munoz. Andre plays it out. Assist now. Now Lejeune again with that lofted ball, a little too heavy this time on the angle, and it floats over the sideline. At 18 minutes, still no goals. Crystal Palace get the ball turned over again, though. Played forward, looking for Alamau. In steps Canvo. Crystal Palace push it forward again, not with any real rhyme or reason. It finds its way to Batala. They work it around again, Lejeune. He's been the busiest man on the pitch across the opening 19 minutes. Again, just happy to try and get the defence engaged, see if anyone will bite and pick themselves out of the line. Plays it across the left to Cease. Cease now wide. Back to Lejeune. Again, pulls it up. Does the Frenchman. Now Valentin. Now they go on the attack, and they play it out to Chavaria, who's happy to track forward. He tries to play it in century, try to pin point of pass, but it's picked off by Crystal Palace. Now there's a floated ball out in front. I'll tell you what, that's going to be a heavy challenge. That's going to be a yellow card, I think, here. He's just got that wrong. This is Pate Sis. Crystal Palace is saying that it was the last man. It was a goal-scoring opportunity. I think it was far enough from goal that the referee's going to be happy. He's just got this wrong. He just missed. He played for the ball and then didn't move as the runner came advancing through in Jeremy Pino. The referee's got that exactly right with a yellow card. Good refereeing. Opportunity again for Crystal Palace from dead ball opportunity. Long way from goal. Now 40 out, and they just decide to back play it from Wharton. Now Wharton's given the opportunity, floats it in dangerous in the box. That's a good ball. Just couldn't quite get up there, Jeremy Pino. Now it ends up all the way back after Rayo Vallecano decides just to clear it with Dean Henderson. Henderson goes long himself. It's almost a game of forcey backs at the moment. Just trying to push the territory advantage. Pino plays it down now. Opportunity in the box. But Batala out to it, dives on it, snatches it from the feet of Mateta, who was advancing forward. Vallecano pushing it down there, right edge. Driven out in front, looking for Munoz. A rush clearance in the end. Getting back there was Lacroix. And he pushes it across the byline, and first real opportunity for the Spaniards as they'll have a corner here. Right-hand edge of their attack. Great to have you tuning in. Make sure to hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel. Into the box opportunity. Beats everyone in the end. And we get a sliding challenge. We're going to have another yellow card here. For Rayo Vallecano. And this time it's going to be against Palazon. That was just a cynical challenge after half a break. Away they come, and 2 yellow cards in a couple of minutes for Rayo Vallecano. Now, Crystal Palace is just pinballing around here. No one's really taking control. It's in the attacking third for Palace, but Rayo Vallecano defender steps in, clubs it long with his boot. Henderson comes forward and does similarly. Then it's headed on from Wharton. Pushed back by Rayo Vallecano. They come now through Valentin, who goes back to Cis. Lejeune, they come wide now to Munoz. Apologies to Rachu. They just keep working it back. Cis. Lejeune. Back to Cis. 30 from goal and just playing it about. Now they go the long, flat pass. It's a nice little short ball then from Palazon. Ball into the box. Almost a chance there. Just a reflex shot from Alamao on the ball in from Pep Chavaria. He pushes it well wide of the goals. But a nervy moment there, just showing that if they can get their build-up play right, Chavaria curled a beautiful ball into the box. And off the left boot of Alamao. He just pushes it a couple of metres wide of the target. First shot really fired in anger from either side. Now Crystal Palace pushing it forward. Opportunity now, Palace. Kamada. Goes back to Canvo. Canvo now to Lacroix. Lacroix sees some space in front of him, drives forward a bit, just trying to engage the defence. Canvo plays it wide, gets a return pass, lofts it over the top for Saar. Mateta throwing himself in there, drives it into the legs of Cis and will get a throw in just over halfway on the right edge of their attacking formation. Palace here, trying to find something. Probably had the better of territory in possession, but the one real chance. Fells for Rayo Vallecano. Now Palace with the throw in. They push wide now. They come here to Tyreek Mitchell. Pushes it back centrally to Wharton. Now advancing through. Pino, nothing presenting, so he drops it back now. Canvo. Canvo crosses it away. Shadi Riad here on the left edge. Riad's got some time and space. He takes it on. Plays it out now. Mitchell wants to curl it into the box, arriving late. And with the force of quite some acceleration into the box there. A foul is given. Both coaches up and about and very animated early doors. We come back now to the foul, and Batala will take it from the set piece. They go long, and the ball goes out of play. The Crystal Palace throw deep in defence on the right edge. The short throw. Wharton gets a foot to it, but it's turned over. Then pushed wide by Palazon. Misdirected pass, and so again it goes over the sideline for another Crystal Palace throw. Palace now looking for Saar. But Sis arrives and pushes it across the sideline. So Crystal Palace have another throw here in the attacking half now. Wharton. Turned over. Palazon plays it forward. Saar with a good tackle, gets the ball. Turns it straight back over though, with some heavy touches. Now Palazon. Almost 30 minutes into this one now, 28 and a half gone. Rayo Vallecano. Back their keeper in Batala. They work it through their midfield now with Unai Lopez. Lejeune comes wide to Andre Rachu. Couple little step overs, driving down the line. He's got two defenders with him. That's taken away there. Good defensive efforts from Tyreek Mitchell. Crystal Palace happy just to clear it back towards halfway where Lejeune picks it up. Plays it in front to Oscar Valentin. He starts to push forward. Nothing presents, so they rotate it back through, and now it sits with Unai Lopez, who comes to the right with Rachu. Pushes back now. Valentin again. Vasis just on the left edge of the centre circle in the attacking half. Sis curls a floating ball back across to the right touchline. Rachu picks it up. Rotates it back to Lejeune, who decides to send it all the way back to keeper in Batala, who's 15 metres out of his 18-yard box. He goes long where it's headed away by Canvo over the sideline, and it will be a Rayo Vallecano throw-in just over halfway on the left edge. 30 minutes ticks by, 15 to go in this first half. No real threats on goal from either side. Lejeune pulls up inside the centre circle. Gives it off. They work it left now. Nothing presenting as Crystal Palace press in their defence. They go forward, go defensively to Sis, who goes forward now to the right. And that pass is picked off by Riyad. And some artistic play from Crystal Palace, putting it forward. Mateta plays it back. They try and find a ball in behind for Saar, but again, dealt with by the defence. Sent long now by Rayo Vallecano. Canvo back there working. Canvo on the ball, probes forward. Tries to thread the needle with that pass, but he's clipped, says the referee, so will earn himself a foul. Now they work it across to the left. Straight away, the ball goes to Riyad, who drops it back. Lacroix before Canvo, the two Frenchmen connecting. Riyad now pushing up. We're just going to have a stoppage here because Ismail Assar is prone on the ground in the attacking half, well away from the ball. Oliver Glasner uses this as a chance to grab hold of Adam Wharton and just tidy some things up. Looked like there was a lot in that. Both teams will use the stoppage, just reset, realign. Very animated coaching staff at the moment, trying to get the best out of their squads as they chase one of the final pieces of silverware for the season. Does it go back for the drop ball? Charlie Riyad will take it. Great turnout in Leipzig for this one. Crystal Palace now, they work it forward on their left edge. Kamada plays it in. Wharton feeds it forward, looking for Mateta, who picks up the ball. Gets a little nudge there. Play on, says the referee. Kamada plays it now. Wharton gets the ball, gets a little nudge. Does he? No. Play on, says the referee. And again, play on. Two Palace players go to ground. And all of a sudden now, working it forward from Palazon. Gets a nice ball in behind. Just a heavy little touch there initially from De Frutos as he tried to break clear. Ball goes out for a goal kick in the end. Have a look at that replay. No, Wharton definitely went to ground very easily. I'm not sure what happened to Tyreek Mitchell. No one was even near him when he went down. Crystal Palace decided to play this out from the back from the goal kick. Now it's driven long. A lofted ball that's held up well and controlled by Mateta. Now they put it out in front for Tyreek Mitchell. And it's well shepherded across the line by De Frutos. Be Andre Ratiu with the throw. Goalkeeper Augusto Vitala down. Trying to bring the referee's attention to something. An extended delay here. The referee stopped the watch. This is very interesting. Very interesting. Not sure what's happened here, but there's an issue with the crowd. And the players are essentially refusing to go on until it's dealt with. The stewards have been dispatched. And this will certainly, you think, add to some stoppage time. Coach is using this opportunity. Manages to disseminate some messages to their troops. Both Oliver Glasner, the Crystal Palace coach, and Inigo Perez, the Rayo Vallecano coach. Stewards are in the crowd dealing with whatever the issue is, but we've lost a few minutes here. No, we got... Not quite sure what's going on here. Augusto Batala's come out of his box and getting involved in a bit of a scuffle with Mateta. Interesting times. I think we're ready to go here, are we? Sounds a medical emergency. Right, okay. Interesting time. Not sure what happened there. Once we know some more, we will try and keep you up to date. But for the time being, we are back into play here after an extended delay. And Rayo Vallecano are driving the ball forward. It's Chavaria. Now pushed back across. Alamau was there, dropping it in. Comes all the way back to Sis. He gives it on to Lejeune inside the back half of the centre circle. Push forward now. Rachu. Threaded in the box. Here's an opportunity if they can get the turn. They take a strike from distance, pushed wide. Just to the right. Lopez wants a corner. The referee says, I'm having no part of that goal kick. This is much better work from them. Wonderful ball in from De Frutos. Lopez just a little off target. Claimed it took a deflection from Wharton, but it looked like it missed from here. Well. Interesting times after everything. We've just had an extended delay for what was described as a medical emergency. But back underway here. This first half still ongoing. Now Crystal Palace push forward. And in the end, Pathsis gets his steps in and just pushes it across the byline, and we'll have another corner. Adam Wharton will be the man to take this one. Jean-Philippe Mateta, the Frenchman, and Ismail Assar, the Senegalese star, will be the two targets here, you would think, for Wharton to curl this in and find their heads, hopefully, for Crystal Palace fans. Referee just pulls things up as Wharton's about to come into his stride. Getting out to have a chat with Issy Palazon. Canvo was getting in a tangle with. Now Wharton comes in, curls it in over the edge of the 6-yard box. Not quite dealt with. Ball goes out of play. LaCroix was doing his best to try and keep it in. It was just an awkward bounce, and he couldn't get to it in time. Tried to float himself up, but it goes over the byline. It will be a goal kick. 40.5 minutes gone. Be interesting to see how much added time we get after that incident with the delay. The medical emergency in the crowd. Vallecano pushing forward here, probing. Nice little back heel back for Malazon. He's collected after the pass. Palazon just gets clipped, and be Adam Wharton going into the referee's book. The third player to be booked today gets a yellow card. Contact on the shin after the ball's gone. The referee had no hesitation. Excuse me. And a short night after the late night of State of Origin last night. So what a game that was as well. 22-20 New South Wales getting it done. Plenty more live streams coming on the channel. Curled into the box here. Dangerous time for Rayo Vallecano. Before Sarr steps in and pushes it forward and sends it over the sideline down towards halfway. By the match clock, there's 3 minutes of regulation time remaining. Rayo Vallecano fans making plenty of noise here in Leipzig. There's Andre Rachu with the ball. Nice little turn, pulls back, gets 3 defenders drawn in, and earns a foul against Daichi Kamada, the Japanese player. Some heavy challenges, but Crystal Palace come out on top. Beautiful ball pushed wide. Well, a late challenge there on Pino. Riard plays it in now. Wharton returns the pass. That looked like handball, possibly. Ball still pinballing around. Opportunity here to get a shot away. Shot taken. We're going to come back for the handball. We got that exactly right as Daniel Munoz sliding in. The ball went into the back of the defender and then bounced back and hit his hand that was extended. Defender was Pep Chavaria. Batala goes long. Has advancing attack under Alamau. He trips over the ball in the end, but the offside flag's gone up anyway, so it would have been to Nout. 44 minutes gone, just into almost the end of regulation time for this first half. JD Canvo plays it back from the dead ball to the goalkeeper in Henderson. Then Riard. Let's recycle again back to Henderson, back to Riard on the left edge. Now he takes on the space on offer. Up over halfway. As soon as he gets there, he turns and pulls back. Bouncing around, lofted forward. Comes back now to Canvo. Prods it down the line. Munoz. Back to Canvo. Four minutes of added time to be played. We're into that now. All chip for. That's a nice ball looking for Mitchell. Picks it up just inside. Byline plays it back infield. Not quite dealt with, but deflection is enough. Although now it falls again for Mitchell. He curls it across to the top of the 6-yard box, trying to find Jean-Philippe Mateta. And then the defensive Rayo Vallecano see it away. The Frutos makes a probing run forward before he seized upon just over halfway. Now Wharton flicking it over the top, trying to find Mateta. Spins across for him. He'll pick it up inside the right touchline. Drops it back now to Canvo. Wharton. Wharton floats it in. Oh, what a diving header there. That was beautiful from Saar. Well structured. Apologies, it's Mitchell. It's pushed just wide of the right post. Adam Wharton with a tantalising ball. Mitchell timed his run to perfection. And just pushed it wide to the right of the keeper and to the right of the goals. Wonderful effort between Adam Wharton and Tyreek Mitchell. There's moments like that can break a game open, but it won't be this moment. Oliver Glasner down and firing up his troops. He's happy with that. He would have much preferred, obviously, the goal, but he'll take that nonetheless. Promising signs from Crystal Palace. Ball pinballing around now, Canvo. Just clubs it across the sideline. Just on Rayo Vallecano's attacking side of halfway. Chavaria will take the throw. They look to shape long. Decide better of it. Go to Palazon here. Chavaria all the way back to Sis, who goes even further back to Batala on the corner of his 6-yard box. Here's the short ball downfield, trying to pick out a runner. Does find one, but they turn it back, and again they come back to Batala, who goes long. Palazon gets the header on it. Misdirected pass, though, then turns it over in midfield. They're pushing forward here. Mitchell. Back to Kamada. Pushes it across the back corner of the 6-yard box. That's headed out of play by Crystal Palace. Another goal kick. 3 minutes gone of the allotted 4 minutes of added stoppage time. Still no score. Very much in the balance. Not even realistically a wild number of shots on target. No shots on target. 6 shots in total. 4 to Crystal Palace, 2 to Rayo Vallecano. And the goal kick goes long. It's picked up now. Mitchell on it. Plays it centrally where he finds Mateta. Returns the pass back. He drops it into the pocket to Kamada. Plays across to the left to Riyadh. Riyadh down the line. Pino plays it, trying to float the pass over the top on the drifting cross. So that is all she wrote right on the 4 minutes. The referee blows his whistle for half time. And it was an engaging encounter. A little heavy-footed at times, a little misdirected at times. Neither side creating a huge amount of opportunities. But it may just be a war of attrition, this one. We'll wait and see. We'll take a short break. We'll rejoin you with the second half in a bit over 10 minutes' time. But a big thank you to you for so far tuning in to the Europa Conference League final here on the Chris McPherson Show. And welcome back for the second half. We are all set and ready to rock and roll. Just waiting on Rayo Vallecano to come out and take the field. All set, ready to kick off. Both teams out there now. Not a lot of attacking opportunities really presented in that first half. When you look through the numbers for the two teams. No shots on target across the opening 45. That needs to change clearly as we set for this second half. Rayo Vallecano will be the team to get us underway. It was long ball heavy in the first half. Is that what we'll see? Will we see either of the teams really pressure at times here? Press up maybe. Maybe Crystal Palace taking things on and playing a little higher. Only time will tell, but here we go. Bathsisa plays it all the way back to his keeper. Batala goes long, trying to loft it over the top. Same modus operandi as the first half for Rayo Vallecano. Now they come across. Munoz getting the work done. Crystal Palace trying to clear it out. They play forward through their midfield. That's a nice ball out in front of Mitchell. Can he curl it into the box? Opportunity there. Oh, just arriving in front of Mateta was the sliding frame of Florian Lejeune. And that looks promising straight away from Crystal Palace. Playing more up-tempo, playing higher lines. And it nearly paid off there straight away. Only a minute into this second half. So an opportunity here for the long throw. Riyadh throws it long, finds its way into the box, headed initially by Maxence Lacroix, and then Rayo Vallecano just shepherded across the byline. Much more threatening, the most threatening of their long throws so far. Crystal Palace have come out with some intent. Adoma, good to have you, my friend. How are you? Great to see you. This one's been a little bit dry so far, mate, so hopefully they can pick up a bit of spark. Wharton heads it forward for Crystal Palace. Lejeune coming around and kicking it across the sideline. Opportunities here presenting early in the second half for Crystal Palace. 2.5 minutes gone in the second half. Rayo Vallecano now with the throw in. Flighted long by Unai Lopez. Doesn't hit the target. Heavy challenge there. The referee's going to go to his pocket again. That'll be a 4th yellow card of the game. That one goes to Unai Lopez from from Rayo Vallecano. Spit out eventually. We got there. So 3rd yellow card for the Spaniards. It was a heavy challenge on Daichi Kamada. This came in from behind too. How's your week going, Adama? Good to have you just getting into the chat, mate. Always good. Now the ball pushed forward. Nothing happening, so they turn back and go to Cease. Cease now pushing. They swing it wide. Floated pass by Lejeune. Finds his target. Early ball in and just cleared away outside the box from LaCroix for Crystal Palace. They get away with one there. Both teams clearly pushing the tempo up here, looking for that opening goal after 49 minutes. Here come Crystal Palace. Mateta. Playing it back through the lines. Nice busting run there. Pushing it through the midfield. Back to Wharton. That was good from Kamada. Wharton going back. They rotate it through LaCroix at centre back, just at the back of the centre circle. Now they come to the right. Using the numbers, they come to Munoz. Munoz working forward. Working in with Canvo. The defence closes the spaces down, but they get the ball across. Wharton picks it up at the back edge of the centre circle, and he takes it on. There's acres of space in front of him, and he takes it all. He heads down almost the edge of the 18-yard box. He winds up, takes a strike. It's parried down, and there's the opening goal. On the rebound, the deflected effort. It is Jean-Philippe Mateta, and that all came about from Adam Wharton taking on an aggressive run. Mateta races across and fly kicks the corner post. And the Crystal Palace fans are up and about as they take the advantage here after 50 minutes. They lead 1-0. Beautifully worked. Wharton just had so much space. They hung off him. They sat back and watched. He got to almost the edge of the 18-yard box and fired a shot in. It was parried down by Batala. It was a good shot from range, and he parried it right into the path of striker Jean-Philippe Mateta, the Frenchman, who just poked it into the net. He couldn't believe his luck. You know, it came off his shin in the end. He rushed it, but doesn't matter. They don't draw pictures on the scoreboard, and he gets that opening goal. Well, what about that? That is outstanding from Crystal Palace. They clearly came out with a tempo change, and it's paid dividends. They lead 1-0. It's Mateta's second goal in the Conference League. Worked around, worked forward now, and here's Mateta again onto the ball. Saar's gone down. He's being collected. I'm not sure what exactly has occurred there, but he dropped like he'd been sniped from the grandstand. My, oh my. Let's have a look here. Might have just been... Oh, indeed it was. It was a high boot. High boot from Andrei Rachu. Crystal Palace players are pretty fired up about this. They want the referee to take some action. Oliver Glasner's happy after the goal. Inigo Perez is telling his team to calm and keep their heads. The scenes in Leipzig are absolutely epic. What about this? My, oh my. Adam Wharton taking a lot of credit for that opening goal, and fair enough too. Just a foul and we move on. Ball lofted forward, looking for the head there of Pino. He did get a nice little pass in behind, but Mitchell couldn't fight his way forward for it. Rayo Vallecano turn it over there. Another clip, another foul, dangerous position just outside the 18-yard box, and Saar Goes down heavily. It was Lejeune just coming across and closing the space and collected him. But wow. Crystal Palace now with an opportunity about 5 yards outside of the 18-yard box, just to the left of the goals. It's been quite a dangerous set-piece opportunity. Crystal Palace line this up. Who will be the man to take this as strike at goal? You assume from this sort of range that they'll strike at goal. Wharton is one. Looks like it might be Jeremy Pino the other. One Spaniard up against the Spanish side. Pino strikes. Hits both posts, and then is it parried in? No, brought away. My goodness, that couldn't have got any closer. Came off the left post, and then off the right post. And there was some parried attempts, but Augusto Batalla was up to the challenge. Meanwhile, a free kick has been given, and Chavaria has been cleaned up here, so came off the left woodwork onto the right woodwork, and they just couldn't get it done. Last line defending. Wonderfully taken. Couldn't be controlled. Chavaria got clipped by Mateta. That was a wonderfully taken free kick. Only millimetres away from doubling the lead for Crystal Palace. Oh, this game has sprung to life. 55 minutes gone. Crystal Palace now all full of vim and vigour. They push forward again here. Got numbers heading into the box. Pushed in. Just deflected away. Batalla. Mateta almost had a double. Mateta is waving to the Crystal Palace faithful, saying, make some noise. Just deflected away, millimetres wide of the left post once he did get a parry on it. Augusto Batalla will feel like he is under invasion at the moment. As the left boot outstretched, just pushed it wide of the goal. Wonderful goalkeeping in the end. But they've been inches away from a second and maybe a third in back-to-back moments. Adam Wharton, 2 hands raised. Drives it into the 18-yard box. Almost into the 6, and it's headed away for the time being. It's going to be a foot race now. Rayo Vallecano trying to go on the counter-attack. One of the defenders lost his footing, but Wharton is the man back there, and he just clubs it long back into the attacking half. Lejeune gets it. And then we've got another free kick here as Kamada throws himself in at a rate of knots. This time the free kick going the way of Rayo Vallecano. Still a long way to go. 32 and a bit minutes of time remaining. Plenty of time for Rayo Vallecano to get a goal back. Crystal Palace have definitely had the better of running in this second half so far. They take a strike from range, but Henderson reads it like a book and takes it cleanly in 2 hands. It was quite a strike from distance from Alamau, but it was never challenging Jordan Henderson. Henderson goes wide here. Mitchell wins the header, but his header finds an opponent and they push it back. Now it's sitting with Crystal Palace's defence and it's pushed forward now. Canvo. Challenge there. Sarr coming in at quite a rate, but we've got an offside flag up. And they get things moving here through Oscar Valentin. Picked off there. A foul coming in. Andrea Rachu. Managed to hurt himself giving the foul. He's up, but he's hobbling. Rayo Vallecano fans trying to get into song to get their team fired up here. Crystal Palace fans are in song. It looks like Rayo Vallecano might be making some changes. Some last instructions going. Here they come again. Pino working down the left flank. Curls it into the box. Saar tried to get to it. Arriving late was Munoz, but neither could get it. Did it take a deflection off a defender is the question. Don't think so. I think it's beaten everyone in the end. Maybe a shoulder off Munoz in last touch. Now it will be Pathé Sis to take the goal kick. He just rolls it off the boot back to his goalkeeper. Then drives it long and finds the head of Palazon, who can't control it, and it goes out of play for a Crystal Palace throw in. Almost 61 minutes gone. Whatever Oliver Glasner said to his team at halftime, it certainly worked a treat. They have looked a different side in the second half. Fell back now with Batala, the Vallecano keeper. Just playing it around here, despite there being a little bit of a press happening. They're working their magic. Sis pushed it now to Lejeune. Lejeune's probably been one of their best for mine. Collision there, and we've got another yellow card coming out. Another clip from behind on Kamada. This time it is Alvaro Garcia, who, to be fair, hasn't made any mistakes yet, but hasn't had too much involvement in what's going on. He got a little touch on the ball and then the clip after the fact. And so a fourth yellow card for Rayo Vallecano. And here comes the change. Unai Lopez will come from the field. He's one of those four that already has a yellow card. Also coming from the field will be Oscar Valentin. So Diaz and Mendy will be the two that come on. So now, Rayo Vallecano, can the new players add a spark to their attack? That will be the question. Henderson, an easy save again. Interestingly, Mendy becomes the third Senegalese player out on the pitch at once. That's quite a heavy concentration. Mendy on loan from Real Betis at the moment. As Crystal Palace work it down the left side through Mitchell. Cuts infield. A little bit of pressure on him, so he has to turn the ball back. Now they probe down the line. Jeremy with the ball. Plays it infield to Mitchell. Plays the ball nicely in behind. Saar's there, gets into the 18-yard box, takes a shot, rattles the side netting from the outside, not the in. Crystal Palace continue to put the pressure on those. Almost 64 minutes gone. 26 minutes to find an answer for the Spanish side, Rayo Vallecano. What a game this is starting to build into now. Now, they're trying to push here. They do get a foul, given Alamau draws it. He's been good when he's had a couple of glimpses, but he hasn't had many of those, it's fair to say. Now, pushing it down the line. Losing control in the end is Mateta over the sideline. So throw in on the right edge, close to halfway for Rayo Vallecano. They go all the way now back to Batala. He pushes forward. He's trying to get something happening. That was Mendy. Now it goes all the way back to Cisa. Batala. Again, Mendy. He's looking much more active in that almost 6 role. Beautiful work now, working it around from Crystal Palace straight away. They get on the attack. Kamada, he's come under fire a little bit today. He's got a bit of a beating from the opposition. Gets a return ball. He's been much busier in this second half. Showed glimpses in the first, but he's been heavily involved in the second. Now Munoz back to Camvo. LaCroix working forward. Looks to thread a pass. Is picked off though. Picked off by Lejeune, who is irate because the referee's called it back because it's deflected off the referee's boot here. It's the slightest of touches. I feel like Lejeune might have got away with it anyway, but it's going to be a drop ball. The referee is going to drop it in favour of Lejeune. And there we go. We're back underway here. Naval Mendy sitting back in defence. Interesting. Looks like that might be a little bit of a change. They might be trying to push Cisa further forward. Mendy back to Lejeune. Lejeune's going to drive it low and flat. Another foul given. This time the foul by Riyad on De Frutos. They push forward here. Opportunity in the box. Pushed into the side netting. I thought they might have just let that go across and earned the corner. Naval Mendy is trying to urge the crowd and his team on here. It was much more promising from them. Nice little ball in behind from Palazon. Little deflection, and then just coming at the last moment was De Frutos, and he clattered it into the side netting. Garcia hadn't been able to get his shot on target. But, again, that's probably the first proper shot in anger of this second half from the Spanish side. 68 minutes gone. Great to have you all tuning in. Make sure you like the video. Hit subscribe on the channel. Have a collision there, and foul called against Maxence LaCroix. Seemed a little gentle, to be fair, but not heinous. So you deal with it. Away they go. Palazon plays it to the back of the centre circle. Lejeune is sitting there, waiting, taking his time. Plays it off now. Mendy working it forward. Palazon. Cisa. Little heel on. They can't quite keep it in play. Ball goes out off Rayo Vallecano. And Crystal Palace will have the throw. 69 minutes gone. Another change coming. We'll head to Frutos. We'll make way. As will Alvaro Garcia. They're really rolling the changes here. They're not leaving anything to doubt. Players to come on. So look at who's coming on. Sergio Camilio's on. Mendy takes his forward. Plays it to Cisa. Crystal Palace, little attacking raid here from Mateta. Out wide to Munoz now. Looks like the other one that's come on is the Uruguayan Pacha Espino. Crystal Palace in possession here. Far from job done for them. JD Canvo loses control, and last touch off him, says the referee. So, what can Rayo Vallecano find in the last 19 minutes here? This is a good ball out in front. Finds Espino. Tries to cross the ball in. Doesn't work out, but they do keep possession. They're still on the attack here. Shape to take a shot from range. Chipped into the box. Deflected. And no, we've got a foul called. And so deflected and went over the byline. It might have been a corner, but the foul is called. And that is against Espino for just a push in the back. He waggles his finger at the referee and says, no, you got that wrong. It was shoulder, but referee got it exactly right looking at the replay. The longer this goes, the harder it becomes for Rayo Vallecano. Crystal Palace leading 1-0. 72 minutes gone. Rayo Vallecano pushing forward again through Palazon. Ball probing to the outside. Now it comes back into Rachu. He's a little heavy with his touch. This would be huge if Rayo Vallecano could come back. I haven't got a whole lot of silverware to talk about in their trophy cabinet. They did take out the Segunda Division, the second tier in Spain, back in 2017-18. And outside of that, not a lot of silverware unless you're going back to the 80s and we're talking some sort of regional trophies. So, work for them to do. Crystal Palace, on the other hand, an FA Cup last year, an FA Community Shield as well. So certainly plenty for them to crow about, but it's been a nice time as a foul given outside the 18-yard box. We've got a yellow card here. Another. A couple of little taps there, both of them from Jeremy Pino, and he will go into the referee's book, and an opportunity here for Rayo Vallecano to maybe pull one back. The emotions wearing heavy. Pino, as we touched on before, the one Spaniard on the English side out there at the moment, certainly. To this one, about 24 yards, 25 yards from goal directly. Lejeune and Palazon over it on the angle, outside the right post, outside the 18-yard box. Rayo Vallecano have got a wall in front of the wall. Curled over the bar. Wasn't far away, but it wasn't on target from Issy Palazon. Man who's now wearing the captain's armband for Rayo Vallecano. And with 15 minutes of regulation time remaining, a prime opportunity goes begging for the Spaniards. And here we see a change for Crystal Palace. The goal scorer, Jean-Philippe Mateta, will come off to raucous applause. And he'll be replaced by Strand Larsen. Norwegian man who will head to the World Cup alongside Erling Haaland. Crystal Palace will try and manage this one out from here. A second goal they would love to just ice the game. Well, this 2 goals would be a lock from here, but it would certainly go a long way towards it. Under 14 minutes remaining now. 76 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock. And Augusto Batala, the Rayo Vallecano keeper, pushes it forward. Palazon plays it back now. Opportunity to spread the ball if they use the left. There's space there. If they can conjure the pass, they go to Diaz. Diaz has Chavarria out wide if he wants him. Instead goes further forward again. The advancing pass found Espino before it was deflected by Diaz over the sideline. And now it'll be a throw for Rayo Vallecano. They make their 5th change. Issy Palazon will come from the field. This will take the captain's armband. And the player to come on. I'll just confirm in a moment for you. Trying to ID who it is that's come on. We'll get there in a moment. In the meantime, Rayo Vallecano continue to push forward here. But LaCroix clubs it long. It is Akomach who's come on. Pushing forward now, Rayo Vallecano trying to find an opportunity. They're into the 18-yard box. Is this the chance? Sniffing in behind, deflected by the keeper, cleared over the head by Mitchell, out of the 18-yard box. Pino clears it further again. Strand Larsen gets the header and sends it back over halfway. Now they're pushing forward again here. Throwing caution to the wind. They cross it into the box. Cleared away with a little scissor, but not completely. Diaz probes it forward. Rayo Vallecano are throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, at it. Now they take a shot from range. Well off target. Florian Lejeune just showing the frustration of his team. Meanwhile, Crystal Palace are going to go to their bench in a moment to make a change as well, which I think will be as much about clock management as it will be about anything else. Jeremy Pino will come off. He'll try and take his time here. The man to come on will be Evan Gassan, who's on loan from Aston Villa. Cote d'Ivoire player. Young Rayo Vallecano fans urging the change to be made. We head past the 80th minute mark. Still plenty of time to get an equaliser back, that's for certain. Great to have you tuning in. Love it if you hit like on the video, hit subscribe on the channel, or get involved in the comments. Let us know who's going to be the key cog here for Rayo Vallecano to try and get back into this game. Nobel Mendy plays it across, back to Lejeune. He probes forward here. Little scramble for the ball, and Crystal Palace win out. Now they're pushing forward through Riyadh. Riyadh, though, dispossessed by Diaz. Diaz for Rayo Vallecano. Nearly leaves the ball behind. Manages to track back and get it. Plays it out now to Rachu. And plays into the back of Mitchell. Blocks the pass. And will go out of play. Just over 81 minutes gone here. Still far from secure for Crystal Palace as they look for their third trophy in less than 18 months. Working the ball left to right and back again. Little jersey pull there. Cynical foul given. And a yellow card comes out. Just trying to identify who it was that got the yellow card there. It was Riyadh, I thought so. Charlie Riyadh gets the 7th yellow card of the game. Third for Crystal Palace. And long range ball floated into the box, headed down, opportunity to get a shot away. They do, but it soars over the crossbar. Wasn't a significant way away. They try to appeal for a corner to Rayo Vallecano. It was Camelo who took the strike. Just got under it a little more than he would have liked. Sliced it up and over the crossbar. Henderson, that booming right boot sends it deep, deep down into Rayo Vallecano territory. So much so that after one deflection, it finds its way to his opposing keeper in Augusto Batalla. Now they'll work it out here. Nobel Mendy. Pep Chavaria. Back to Mendy. They sit behind the centre circle here on the ball. Lejeune. Back to Mendy. He thinks to push forward, decides better of it. They inch forward, millimetre by millimetre. Now Lejeune looks for the pass to pick out Chavaria, but well dealt with there as Munoz gets up and gets the header. Now the ball returned out in front of Munoz. He'll try and play it infield. Didn't quite get it to the target. Turned over, and now a nice ball infield from Espino. Diaz working forward. They're playing a little more direct now. Heavy challenge, but gets the ball. Gassan does, says the referee. 83.5 minutes gone. Lejeune playing it in now to Cis. They work forward, trying to find an avenue to goal here, Rayo Vallecano. Crystal Palace are trying to tighten the noose. Mendy picks it up in the centre circle. Plays it wide now to Chavaria. Chavaria down the left. Espino's there. Back to Chavaria. They just look like they're passing with hope rather than real intent at the moment. They've looked dangerous a couple of times. They've gone forward with real intent. Now, again, there's Strand Larson. And we're going to have another yellow card coming. And it will be Nobel Mendy getting the yellow card. And this one coming down to the wire. Mendy argues it was just his first illegal challenge. The referee says, I don't mind. Whether it was your first or your last, it's one that's going into the book. Just over 5 minutes of regulation time remaining. Crystal Palace work it around here. Heavy touch in the midfield, but they come away with it still with Canvo. Canvo for Munoz. Back to Canvo. Plays it through the midfield to Wharton. The man who set up their only goal. He floats it forward looking for Mitchell. And it's played into the legs of Mitchell. Bairachu. The Vallecano fans. There's tears. The emotions are overwhelming. Opportunity for their first major piece of silverware. One for Crystal Palace. They can hang on. And will add to an absolutely outstanding just over 12 months. Heavy challenge from behind there by Mendy. He's irate. Can't believe that he's been called a foul for that challenge on Ismail Sarr. Crystal Palace fans building into full song here. We hit the 86-minute mark. As JD Canvo comes forward, takes the free kick, plays it back to LaCroix. They work it across Riyadh. And they just drive it into the body of one of the Rayo Vallecano players. Crystal Palace with a throw. They'll happily tick a few more seconds off the clock. They go the long throw. Ball comes out of play. Another throw in. Vallecano fans try and urge their team on. Tough times here trying to find some way to goal. They push forward. Diaz. Working it around. Sisa pushes it forward. Diaz gets the ball out now in front of Akama. Just a foul there on Sisa. They're in a rush. Kamada, the man, adjudged to have fouled him. Little shove there. Yeah, fair enough. Kamada not happy. They get a free kick here about 30 metres from the goal line, but only a metre inside the right touchline. So it will be Pedro Diaz. Take the free kick. Can he curl it in dangerously and create an opportunity here? The header goes far too high and far too wide. And time continues to tick away. It'll be a goal kick for Crystal Palace. 88 minutes gone now. Still time, but they're going to need to do it quickly if they want to take this to extra time. Interesting to see if and when we get to stoppage time, how much. You wouldn't think there'd be much in this half. Maybe 3 or 4 might be it. Goal kick goes wide from Henderson. Strand Larson gets the ball around past Mendy and play it in towards the box now. Strand Larson leaves it behind and it's driven long by Rayo Vallecano. It's a foot race here and Alamao's in front. Parked over the ball, Canvo gets a nudge in the back. Plays it smart, draws the foul. 88 minutes and 48 seconds gone. We're ticking down to the last couple of moments of this game. Lamau did well there, but Canvo was just too smart. Shepherding the ball, took a little nudge and went to ground. Final minute of regulation time. Henderson comes up to take the free kick. Chews up another 10 seconds off the clock. Drives it deep, deep, deep into the territory. Wharton gets underneath that one. They bring it to ground. Pushed wide now for Munoz. He plays it into the legs and calls for the Crystal Palace fans to make some noise as the ball goes out of play and they get a throw in here. Final 30 seconds of regulation time. Crystal Palace, are they within touching distance now of their third piece of silverware in the last 18 months? Probably a little bit less realistically. I'm talking probably 13 months. What a time it has been to be a Crystal Palace fan. So they look to claim this Europa Conference League final. They lead 1-0 thanks to Jean-Philippe Mateta's goal, which came from lead-up work from Adam Wharton. Ismaili Assar now. Wharton, here he is again. Cuts through into the box. Plays it into the legs of Mendy. And the referee says it'll be a goal kick. 5 minutes of added time to be played. Plenty of time to find one back. Camelo pushes forward. Sissa to Diaz. What about this? It's really building up now. The pressure's on. Espino. He's looked good since he's come on. He creates an opportunity. Ball into the box here. They float it up looking for a header, but the only head that they can find is that of Tyreek Mitchell, who comes downfield, plays it back defensively. Here we go. Oh, what about that? Guassand appears from nowhere. Mitchell now out in front. Is this going to be the icing for Crystal Palace? He just plays it into the legs and earns a corner. 1 minute down of 5 minutes of added time. Crystal Palace will take their time with this corner. Augusto Batala out arguing with the referee. Beautiful work by Mitchell to force the errant pass. Then Guassand arrived, put it out in front of Mitchell, and he took on the territory. Smart football, good defence, earns a corner. This is Crystal Palace trying to manage a minor lead. The fans are already ready to celebrate. They basically think the job's done, but as we know in football, the job's never done until that full-time whistle goes. Now they come back to Wharton. A yellow card comes out for a tackle by Espino. There's a 6th yellow card for Rayo Vallecano. Just a little jersey tug, and then an arm tug, and then a jersey tug and another arm tug. Fair enough too from the referee. 2 minutes of stoppage time gone. Gassan now standing them up, working towards the byline, tries to play it into the box. Players holding each other's jersey. Referee says play on there. 2.5 minutes gone. Sliding challenge. Works well from Strand Larson. Gets the ball. Now he gets to the outside, but he's double teamed and he'll drag down Camelo. And again, just slow things down. Rayo Vallecano can't afford it to be slowed down too much, though, as we tick towards 3 minutes of added time. Still 2 and a bit to go. Batala comes up to take this. He's calling for urgency from his team. He's going to pull it back a few metres. Reset it. Drives it long. Puts it into a pack of players from both sides. Wharton brings it down. Strand Larson sends it into row 22. Over the sideline. Forcing a throw. In attacking territory. It'll be Espino to take it. He's going to go the long throw into the box, he says. He winds up. Headed away for the time being. LaCroix gets the head to it. Now a shot taken from range. Goal kick, says the referee. Rayo Vallecano incensed. Pedro Diaz can't believe it. He wanted a corner kick. but we'll have a goal kick. 3:45 gone of stoppage time. Crystal Palace just over a minute from a third piece of silverware in just over 12 months. Henderson takes a few more seconds off the clock with the goal kick, sends it long inside the final minute of scheduled added time. Mendy tracking back, sends it back to Batala. Batala comes forward. I thought he was going to pull it out and go over halfway himself the way he was tracking there. Riyadh sends it long. Looking to the advantage of Strand Larson, who pulls it up. Loses possession, though. A good one-on-one tackle from Mendy. Now Diaz, they've got to find something and find it quickly. 4:35 gone of stoppage time. Pushing down the right edge they are now through Akamat. He comes back to Sisa, who floats it in. Opportunity here. Alamau pushes it wide. Tried to take the volley. Couldn't get it on target. And that's 4 minutes and 50 seconds gone, so it'll only be a little remaining here. He had the chance, but he had to get it at least on target. The defence pushed him wide, and he just sprayed it a foot to the left of the goals. Didn't quite get it where he wanted. Ended up hitting it almost with the instep of his heel. And my, oh my, Jean-Philippe Mateta's goal could be the deciding factor, and he's dancing on the bench. And why wouldn't he be? As the whistle goes, Crystal Palace are your 25-26 UEFA Europa Conference League champions. Jean-Philippe Mateta leads the celebrations. Crystal Palace get a third trophy in 13 months. And they're up and about. Heartbreak for Rayo Vallecano. But it is Crystal Palace. Deserved winners in this one. A glorious second half for them. They came out of the sheds with a massive impact and a massive jolt. And that got the job done. It could quite easily have been 2 or 3 the way they started that second half. But the credit goes to Adam Wharton, who provided the assist, to Jean-Philippe Mateta. And Crystal Palace are your champions. Huge thanks to you for tuning in. Make sure to hit like on the video, subscribe on the channel, and we'll see you again next time.